Vocal cords. Warmed up. Goo. Shaken. Not stirred. Phone. Not silenced. Fuck. PEINTEINGU. 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 Here we go. Aha! PEINTEINGU goo 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 goo. PEINTEINGU goo 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 goo. PEINTEINGU goo 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 goo. PEINTEINGU goo 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 goo. PEINTEINGU. It's PEINTEINGU. What will we go? Nobody knew what we go. Aha! PEINTEINGU. PEINTEINGU. Ugh. Do I have the sniffers? I hope not. I hope I don't have the sniffles. PEINTEINGU goo 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 goo. PEINTEINGU goo goo. PEINTEINGU goo 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 goo. Haven't even started anything yet, and I'm covered in goo. PEINTEINGU goo 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 goo. PEINTEINGU. It's PEINTEINGU. PEINTEINGU goo. What'll we go? Nobody knew. PEINTEINGU. 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 Oh! Alright, you magical, mischievous monkey. Let's bring it home. PEINTEINGU. Goo. 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 PEINTEINGU. PEINTEINGU goo 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 goo. PEINTEINGU goo goo. PEINTEINGU goo goo. PEINTEINGU goo 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 goo. PEINTEINGU. 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 Goo goo goo. Goo 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 goo. What is it? It's like the certain combination of goos in that rhythm. It breaks me every time. PEINTEINGU. PEINTEINGU. Goo 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 goo. PEINTEINGU. Goo goo goo. Goo 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 goo. Right. Oh. Give it up for Milo, the magical monkey, bringing us in on another glorious episode of PEINTEINGU. If you have any honor, you will click the link in the description and you will put a tip in the monkey's bowl. Pay the monkey so he doesn't go hungry. Greetings, welcome, welcome, you... I was about to say disgusting feeble mortals, but like, I am just like you. I'm not a Japanese demigod, nor am I LARPing as one today. So I'm just like you. A pathetic sack of shit, scumbag human being. Lies! It's all lies and slander. Being mean to myself. Because I feel blessed. Things must be going well if you get those days where you're like, fuck me, like, I must have done something in a previous life that was that was good enough to deserve this shit. In a good way, you know, not in a bad way. Like, obviously you get the other ones. Oh, my spina knows it's time for the goo. Right. We return to Aruba. No, we don't. No, we don't. Where are we? We return to Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan. We have some salamanders to paint. Or at least one salamander. And then, I don't know if we're going to do birdies or rhino. Maybe, let's do a rhino and a turban. Elephants. Where are we? Uzbekistan? No, not India. Country in Central Asia. Central Asia? Let's get some elephants and rhinos in there. Perhaps a tiger. But we need at least one salamander. We got... What did we get? We got firmament. Hence the fisheye lens situation. We got suitcase and salamander. So I think it would be cool if we did like a salamander on tour. Or on holidays or something like... Or perhaps he's some kind of spy with his suitcase. Is it a suitcase or is it a briefcase? Does it just look like a suitcase? Yo, Emmanuel. Yo. Oh. My shoulders. Right. So we have the setup of 2 temples and a courtyard. Not a lot in this scene. I might try and spruce it up a bit with some greenery or some shit. There's a hedge on this side, but like, you know, whatevs. But we'll do the temples. And then we'll start sticking in the characters. Somebody's going on a rug in the lotus position. I don't know that much. But we shall see. Right. It's just you and me, Emmanuel. What tunes do you want to listen to? Or will I just sit here and shite on while I paint the goo? Right, let me see. Yeah, okay. Oh, excuse me. Get the bitch wet. I'm really loving my new little workstation thingy. I feel so organized and professional. It's glorious. Right. Let's get some grey going. We get some grey going. Need to do the right shades of grey. Get some depth, shade, and definition into these archways going on these temples. I want to see if I can get the color right. It's like a pale baby blue on a very pale sandy beige. Now, obviously, right now they're like fucking grey. You know, the ground is closer to what I'm talking about. So maybe that's the maybe that's the first thing I'll do is I'll try and get them the right color and then go darker from there, and then we'll add the blue later. It's a nice blue. It's kind of a turquoise. It's a greeny blue, not quite turquoise, more like aqua green. Yeah, it's quite a bright blue. Shite on, I shall. Right. There was an old man killed in Tipperary. A local here. Yeah, Mrs. was saying it was like, no, it wasn't long ago. It was very close. It was around the corner, like around the feckin' corner. Some guys were trying to rob an old man's shed. Old man goes out to check. what all the noise is, and they proceed to beat the ever-loving crap out of him. Like, really bad. Sound like they stomped on him as well. This needs, like, the tiniest bit of red. I think. I could be wrong. But, him, I think it was just one dude, stomped him out, seemingly. Like, did some proper damage. And, he was in hospital and now he's dead. So that's the current local tragedy that's going on right now. Is that poor old man getting done in by some local scumbags. What's the news in... Where are you again? Kulok? Salamander sounds like a James Bond baddie. Yeah. Have you met the Salamander? You know, remember they used to do that in like the 80s and shit, where like they'd be like, and it would like zoom in on something. Like, I love old TV shows, and that is not bright enough. That is way too dark. We need more yellow and more white. Still need a little bit of red in it though. I love watching old stuff. I've too much stuff to watch right now though. It's annoying me. I'm catching up on like Samurai Jack. If you don't know what Samurai Jack is, it's like one of the best cartoons ever made about a samurai who is trying to defeat the Lord of Darkness in the future, where the Lord of Darkness has taken over and rules everything. And he has a magical sword that he inherited from his father, and it's the only thing that can kill the Lord of Darkness. So he's like trapped in the future where he's completely disconnected, like, you know, hasn't got a clue what's going on really. And has to adapt on the fly to the happenings of the future and the ways of the future. A dark future, because it's a future where the other guy is in control. Great cartoon. But I also want to watch Dragon Ball, because I've never actually like sat down and watched all of Dragon Ball. And because your man's dead, you know, the creator died there recently. We're getting close. We're getting very close. The creator died there recently, and I just like stuff like that like impacts culture and has a bit of like, you know, esoteric stuff in it, because like the main character Goku is like there's a lot of like Christian allegory in it, or metaphors and stuff like that, like people with halos and stuff. But it's also based off like a Chinese myth, the Monkey King. And I love myths. I love myths, legends, stories. You know, we all love stories. Everybody loves a story. You know, there's nobody out there, like, if they don't read, they watch movies. If they don't watch movies, they read. You know, everybody does something that like involves a narrative or something. You need it. You need something to like relate to or have a direction on, or any of these things. Like, my favorite stories have always been the hero stories, the conquering evil stories, you know, slaying dragon stories. Soup, bro. You well, ma? How's work? I'm just talking shy. Emmanuel has requested shy talk, so that's what you're getting. Like, one of my favorite Disney movies growing up was Disney's Hercules. I love that movie so much. Very funny. Very well done, very well written, great music, great voice acting. Hades is such a character in that. I love Hades in Disney's Hercules. He's so funny, such a hilarious character. I love the art style in it as well. Like I used to love the way that in one moment the Hydra is this terrifying creature, this like slithering monstrous dragon beast, and then there's like another moment, like just before he defeats it, where the thing whimpers like a puppy. Just the juxtaposition, the contrast, the juxtaposition is hilarious. It's kind of that like a visual and audible representation of that thing of like something can appear very terrifying but isn't really. Work is good, keeping busy, shite away, bro. Excellent. Made some progress on that Gundam looking symmetrical there today. Got some painting in on that before I had to get ready for the stream. Um, I'm really enjoying using my homemade maul, my homemade artist's maul from a T Square. Um, it's it's incredibly it's such a big difference between like just doing something freehand um to having that anchor point and like something to rest on and like get angles with and like turn, and it's really cool. Like I get why the pros why you see the pros using mauls, especially if you're someone like me and you like getting stuff to look like really sharp and crisp, or as much as possible anyway. Like I don't like seeing brush strokes. Now, having said that, you look at tons of the PEINTEINGUs or even some of my own work, and you will definitely see brush strokes. But like my ideal piece of work, whether it be a character design or just a painting of whatever, whether it be an abstract symmetrical, I would I prefer to just have this like strokeless finish. Like it doesn't look like it was painted, but it was painted. Kind of like some of the great oil painters, because like you see a lot of that stuff. Where it was like, how do they even do it? Like all like the blending is flawless. You know, they just have like flawless fucking blending, and they were using tools like those little mirrors and eyeglasses and shit to be able to see like exactly where everything needed to go at what angle and what proportion and shit. Like you didn't need to do a sketch. You just like you know held the thing up and it like projected a hologram essentially onto the canvas. It's funny, you used to hear people, like you probably still hear people saying this, that like oh, don't like romanticize the past. you know Things are so much better now in so many ways, and there's truth in that. Like that is true. Like, do you know what I mean? In loads of ways I wouldn't like to be alive decades ago or hundreds of years ago or thousands of years ago or something. But in other ways, like fucking hell, you'd love to see it. Like you'd love to like witness it. You know, to see like Egypt when the Library of Alexandria was still around, to see Rome when the Colosseum was like still being used. Like to witness Christians being fed to lions, like that would have been crazy. Like you can't argue that. Well, I suppose you could argue, but like
I just say like some of the stuff in history. If you could have witnessed it, like holy hell. People people are always like, oh, you'd go see dinosaurs or you'd go like kill Hitler or some shit. Fuck that. Like those are like such basic bitch, brainwashed fucking. I'd love to go back and like hang out with Marcus Aurelius for a day or fucking Plato or something and talk about Atlantis and shit like and maybe what'd be another one like imagine being able to go back and hang out with fucking Achilles. Do you imagine like training with Achilles for a day, hoping that he doesn't bend you over at the end? Because like what are you gonna do to stop him? It's fucking Achilles. Like uh. I want to watch Troy again. I've been seeing a lot of shorts of Troy, the movie Troy with Brad Pitt and Eric Bana. Um, that's a solid movie, man. I watched that movie a lot when it came out years ago. Like that's a solid movie. I fucking love the fight between Achilles and Hector. It's really well done. Really well done. A fight between two experienced, well-trained warriors would look like that. It would look like a dance of death. You know what I mean? Like that's what fighting is. Fighting is the dance of death. You know. At any moment there could be a movement that results in the loss of life. And it may not even be you making a movement that necessarily conquers the enemy. It could be the enemy fucking up. You know? Like that happens so often in fights. You've swung 10 uppercuts already trying to time it for when he goes for the fucking takedown and you've missed every one. And you swing another one with violent intent, but like you don't think it's gonna hit him because sure like you've already thrown fucking 10 of them and they haven't landed, so like whatever. But he just decides to like go, dip the wrong way or whatever, and you just clean him out. You hear so many fighters talk about like, I didn't even feel that one connect. Like next thing I know, he's on the ground. Sometimes it depends on how it lands. It depends on what you're throwing. But sometimes that happens where like you don't get that like slap and like the resistance and the bang, the impact. You don't feel it. Depending on what way they're going, like you could throw it and like you especially with adrenaline and stuff in the moment, like you'd be like you just hit air, but you like completely cleaved his head out of it, like especially with the lower especially with the lower weight classes. Because strikes are so fast from the smaller dudes. Like the smaller dudes are fucking shit quick. Like how the fuck did I manage to get blue in there? What happened there? I have no idea how I managed to get blue in there. The fuck? Huh. Not a clue. What's crack, Klaus? You well? I would like to sit in on Baiharantu with Hitaru. Yeah, imagine being like in some of the meetings that like the top brass lads had with the Fuhrer and what they were talking about. Especially like some of the occult stuff with like the black sun shit and all, like, and the Bell technology and like anti-gravity and like summoning like like opening portals to the ether and shit. Like, man, just to be like in those circles, in those rooms, like having those, like just in those conversations, you just be like, oh my god, this is intense. Or like imagine getting a personal like tour of like, was that thing called like Olga or Helga or something, or Gustav or some shit. Whereas like they had this like train that had a cannon on it. Like the whole train was a cannon. It was supposed to be like an intercontinental cannon. It could like hit France or some shite. Like, do you imagine getting like a tour of like that thing's like opening day or whatever, like from Hitler himself? So it's like, so yeah, and here we have Gustav. It is our largest weapon to date. Isn't she beautiful? I mean, I'd be fucking mad, man. And it'd be the same the other way. Like imagine on the one hand, right, hang out with Merlin for a day, and then on the other hand, you hang out with fucking Caesar, and like get the different perspectives, like, you know. You'd want to be careful spending some time with them with the Mayans and the Aztecs and the Incas, like. So, this is what you guys do, and they're just like brutally murdering people that they've just covered in blue paint. You're like, I might not want to hang around here. Like, such a vibrant and interesting culture. Get the horses. Thank you, King. That's a nice That's a nice gold bracelet. Get the horses now. Dude like hands you a fresh heart. Uchamak at Iluga! And you're just like, thank you, that's so nice of you. Get the horses. Like, it'd be so crazy. I don't know where this blues after coming from. It's pissing me off. Right. I have sleep in my eye. Right, there we go. I just like, I love how it could, like, the paper, it can all buckle and look all wobbly, and then I come back the next day and it's just flat. I love that. There's something really nice about like working something and being like, right, need to leave that now, and then you come back later and it looks different. Don't get me wrong, the loss of vibrancy in the colors, in terms of like the acrylics tend to go shit like a little bit darker than what they originally painted them as or whatever, which is kind of annoying. But not a big deal. Not a big deal. And now I know how to get this shade. It's like just a touch of red. A touch of red. Especially with this red, because it's so powerful. Such a powerful red. You touch any color with that red and like you can instantly notice a huge change. The white I'm using at the moment isn't the best. Like, it's okay, it works, like, you know, it does the job and it dries matte, so that's what's important. But like, I love stuff that like when water hits it, it doesn't look like it dilutes, it just looks like ink. That's the kind of paint I like. Where like you introduce it to a liquid medium like water or some kind of diluent or something, like, and instead of like actually looking like it's diluting, it just looks like it starts turning to a liquid. There's no drop in color or hue or whatever. It's just because that's what it's like with the gouache. You just touch it with water and it just starts flowing, but it's totally opaque. Typically. Typically. There are some colors that are kind of goopy. Like even the Turner Acryl Gouache luminescent green is like kind of goopy. Not a fan of goop, even though there's a lot of goo on this stream. Not a fan of goop. Oh yes, Gustav, the original railgun. It was called Gustav, yeah. Having a chat with Christopher Columbus or Cortez would be cool though. Oh yeah, man. Like trying to have a chat, like if you were able to have a chat with, like, you know, the king of the Aztecs or the king of the Maya or whatever at the time would like also be amazing. It's like, so how many people have you sacrificed to the gods like in the past 2 weeks? You know, you're just like sitting there thinking about it, like scribe. Some dude with a massive, like, man, I'd love to do piss takes of like historical shit. Be so much fun. Getting all the costumes together and shit, like, so fucking funny. Like, we need a new Monty Python. That's what needs to happen. We need a new Monty Python. People need to remember that taking the piss out of something is a good thing. It's not a sign of disrespect. It's not an immoral thing to do. It's not a mean thing to do. It's the right thing to do. It's a good thing to do. You learn, you laugh, and then you can ponder, and like comedy opens up gates in the mind and the soul, you know. Learning to laugh at yourself, learning to laugh at things that, like, you know, one minute you're thinking to yourself like, Jesus Christ, that's like that's so dark. I mean, like, how could anybody accept such a truth or whatever, like, you know. And the next minute you just laugh about it. You laugh about, like, the context of it, like laugh about the fact that, like, despite all of the crazy shit that exists in our timeline right now, um you know, like, you can still fucking there's people in relationships with sex dolls. There like I remember growing up in the 90s and I heard about a guy who married his car. Like, people do the wildest shit, like, should I? Oh man. And then you see some of the shit that we've, like, you know, collectively created. Like, did you ever see some of the building projects, like, in places like, you know, fucking, uh, what's it? Is it in Dubai where they have all them fake islands, and like one of them is like the map of the realm, you know, with the mainstream map of the realm, and then the other one's like a giant palm tree in a circle or some shit. Like, incredible looking. Apparently they've got like seven-dimensional holograms and all, like, in some of their hotels or some of their tourist locations. They're like dolphins, like, coming out of the fucking ground and shit. Like, it's absolutely wild. Like, and it's like just so mad to be like, on the one hand, such crazy, fucked up, evil, demonic shit happens, but then at the same time, literally some of the most beautiful, like, transcendental, profound fucking what the hell is even going on? How cool is this shit? It's going on at the same time, you know? The duality of life, the polarity of life. You can't have one without the other. It is the difference between the two, and the like, it's the difference between the two that creates energy. It's the meeting of the two that creates other stuff. Like, I think it's funny and fascinating that you could describe so many aspects of life as like a form of sex. how plants pollinate. Uh, you could describe fighting as like a form of sex because like it's like dancing and like dancing like sex is like dancing. You know, that's why like you get a lot of those like gladiators back in like a lot of warriors were gay and shit. Like you know, like I mentioned Achilles earlier on. Like apparently like he was fucking gay as Christmas. Like fucking Greeks. You know the bummers. I should have cleaned this off a little bit better. There was like chunks of orange flakes from the orange paint that had dried into it. I can get rid of all of them. I thought that was mad when I first heard it because like when you're like when I first came across or heard or got told of the Greeks and Plato and like Hercules and Aristotle and all these fucking shit. You never hear about any of the like, oh, they had little boys that they used to like groom and shit and all, and you're like, Jesus, like, and then a lot of the, like, you know, like the Spartans were like all fucking gay. They all just like banged each other like crazy. And like all of us, like we would like watch 300, and we're like, yeah, fucking, that's what real men are like. And then you look into history, and it's like they're all stuffing each other like turkeys. Like, how do you consummate a marriage with a car tailpipe? That's, I swear to God, when I was like, I remember being a kid and thinking that, I was like, does he just like fuck that thing in the exhaust? Like, how you could, like, that's either like really rough on the cock or like he's got the cleanest exhausts you've ever seen. You know? Like this nigga rolls up and the exhaust is like the chrome on it is like blinding. It's like fucking sparkling clean and like lubed up. You know? Oh fuck. You can tell you came up with that phrase like last minute. Okay. We're on the right track as far as color profile. I don't really care about the angles because we have like a kind of weird looking globe shape anyway, so it doesn't bother me. That it's a bit wonky looking. Doesn't bother me at all. Couldn't give a bollocks. Okay. Let me see. Go a little bit darker. A little bit darker. So I'm thinking a lick of orange in this. No. Maybe I should have just put black in. It's kind of peachy color now. Nah. That's not what I'm looking for. I probably would be alright with just black. Yeah, I have to use a lot of this white. It's not as pigmented as I would like it to be. Yeah, I saw the footage of El Charlie getting clocked. Fuck me. Hard to fake that shit. That looked real as fuck. That looked real as fuck. Poor fucker. The amount of blood that just instantly comes out of his neck, and the way he reacts and all, like, poor bastard. At least like it looks like, you know, like from what I've heard and from what I've seen and stuff like that over the years. Yeah, like he was dead instantly. He didn't feel shit. So at least there's that, you know. It's not like he suffered. But fuck me. No need. Fucking no need. Emmanuel, did you hear? Like, I haven't bothered looking anything up because I couldn't care less to be honest. Why did do you know why Connor pulled out of the presidential race? All I seen is that he pulled out. I didn't bother fucking, like, I really couldn't give a fuck, like. I saw the time and I was all like, shit, come up with a phrase. Oh, your gas. Hold on, the fucking wire on this is all like, it's all twisted. Greetings, Stabro Samara. Samara? Stabro Sama. Like, yeah, RIP Charlie with that catastrophic loss of blood. Thankfully, he didn't suffer. Like it or not, we're all Charlie now in America. It's mad, isn't it? Like, just boom. That's all it takes. You're there now. You're that much closer to civil war because some psychopath has just like made it very clear that these people don't give a fuck about debates, especially when they lose them. That's wild, man. Like, it's such a coward's thing, and like, you know, I can't beat you rhetorically or like rationally with thought and like discourse in public in a civil manner. So my only recourse is to shoot you. Oh man. But it's like, I'm not saying Charlie Kirk getting shot is good, but in a certain sense it's good because they're revealing their nature, you know. That's the good part is there. It's kind of like the whole Jesus thing is like, you know, fucking forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. But it's like it's a good thing because the rest, everybody gets to witness what they're fucking like, you know, when they're fucking demons, absolute fucking demons, you know. It's funny, like I was catching up on Owen streams and he's talking about it, like, you know, think about yourself and all, like, and stuff like that. And I was saying that it's like, I mean, be honest with yourself. I mean, if a pedophile or something got like, you know, like what did I say, Savile, like Jimmy Savile, like if Jimmy Savile was alive now and that was going on now and people knew and like nothing was being done about it and stuff and all, like, and then somebody shot him, a lot of us would be like, good, you know. Now I know you could argue that's not the same. Like, it's a different context. This guy was just a political figure. There's no rumors of him running a fucking pedophile ring, you know, or being like in with the dark side of the fucking monarchy or anything like that. Like, it's gonna be real interesting to see what happens over the next few days and weeks and months now, cause like that's hardcore what they did. Like, what that person did is like bring us to a point of, it's like the point of no return. You know. Oh, we're here now. Yeah, there's no going back now. You're fucking here now. That happened. So that's the end of it. Which is unfortunate. Like, you know. Like that's what everybody wants is a world where we can like argue with each other, but like still live, you know? I'd like to see a situation where um intelligent intelligent argumentation is considered like very sexy and honorable, because like that's the thing, isn't it? Is like the public only really pay attention to like, can I eat it, can I kill it, can I fuck it, you know? Does it make me feel good? That kind of thing is what like most people pay attention to these days. um and if you could make being a master debater if you could make that um sexy and like, palatable as far as the market is concerned and all this shit, I think that would be a good thing. I think like I'd much rather see people battle it out in the arena of ideas than see generations of people die for ideological and financial reasons, and sometimes blood feuds or some shit. But that's still ideological in my opinion. But whatever. It's uh, it's just disgusting behavior. It's fucking disgusting behavior. It's such a coward's move. Like, such a fucking coward's move. Uh oh, people are starting to listen to him, and he's the bad guy. What are we gonna do? Just fucking kill him. Oh yeah, like, because that's not gonna make it blatantly obvious that we're a bunch of fucking bloodthirsty psychopaths. And like, I've sat here and been like, kidnap the women and children and glass the place. You know, like I've said shit that like if somebody, granted, it would need to be like, there would need to be some kind of like military general who happens to be watching PEINTEINGU, who would then be like, do you know what? That's not a bad idea, and like then initiate like some kind of crusade like invasion of a country. Like, the painter made me do it. Oh fuck. Like that shit's been done before. What was it? Was it Carthage? Was it Carthage? That was like fucking wild. The place that the Romans like salted the earth. Yeah, close enough. Just, there's loads of arches in this one. That's what I was saying in the last stream. It's like there's this temple. When you look close, there is a door, but this temple initially doesn't look like it's a temple. This looks like a temple, and it's got a door and like an entrance, and like it's symmetrical or whatever. But this thing just looks like a memorial wall or something initially, because there's just loads of like there's it's not even windows. It's just arches, just these like inserts. Now they're beautiful, but like it looks purely aesthetic until you look really close, and there's like a door in one of the arches. Um, Now this would be hard to pull off actually, because it's like the arch goes like this. It's like there's a shadow because of the angle of the top of the arch. That'll do. Doesn't need to be perfect. You just need to know what's going on. This is after happening to a few of my brushes now, ever since I fucking tried to clean them. They're after like splitting in the middle. So it creates this awkward situation where like I have like a split in my stroke. Mad annoying. Oh, excuse me. There's just fucking loads of arches in this. Because of the way, do you know, I'll switch brushes. I don't know if you could see it there. But there's like, yeah, there you can totally see it there. There's a split in the like, how funny is this, right? The two brushes that I said were my favorite brushes that I use for painting goo, and I try and clean them, and they both end up doing this. My bitches are gapped. I now have gapped bitches. My bitches are now gapped. Stamina, you must have me confused with another seppuku enthusiast. Their nature, lane bear, God have mercy on them, because I don't know how many of us will. Yeah, it's fucking mad, like. I'd be back in 15 playing with the little one before school starts. It's so cute. Oh, that's a significant split. Yeah, it's fucking like, look at it, fucking, to the point where, like, you know, they're, it's not that they're not usable, but they're not usable in the, especially this one. The flathead, I can, you know, it's grand, like, but this one I can't use it the way that I was using it. And like, I fucking love this one, like, because it's perfect. It's a very, like, it's like a thick liner, because it's like, a lot of the round heads actually go to kind of a point, but this actually is just like a round head and it's straight, or at least it was anyway. But it's not a big deal. I mean, once I sort out my finances and stuff like that, like, you know, anytime I buy supplies, it's all just a write-off because it's a business expense. So, like, I'm not worried about brushes and stuff like that. Plus, there's an advantage to, like, getting good with shitty materials, you know? You want to be able to, like, you want to be so good that you can paint a really good, like, you can create a really good piece of work with, like, absolute dirt fucking supplies. Okay. So, do. We got an arch here, arch here. And then do you see the bottoms of them? Yeah, kind of. It's very thin though. Just like a little whoop. And there's two levels of them. What time? What time? Yeah. Okay. I might have to wrap it up like now-ish, cause I need to leg it to the butcher's and grab meat for tonight's dinner. I'm making bolognese tonight, and I usually grab the mince from the butcher's around the corner. So I might call it a day right now. I know I didn't really get much done. You know, well, they're not grey now and they have some detail on them. This one actually looks alright, like. This one's going to be a slanty mess, when I say. Slanty mess. Sounds like a drunk Asian. This is my clumsy Taiwanese friend. Slanty mess. Right, yeah, I'm gonna leave it there, lads. Right, and I'm gonna leg it and get supplies for dinner. And what I might do is, I might go live on my phone later, and do some of the do some of the other symmetrical. It's just like usually I get supplies for dinner early in the day. I didn't today. A bowl of nays grabbing horse meat. A bowl of nays. Oh, I wonder what horse meat tastes like. I mean, it must be all right. Like, I'd say it's fine. You know, like people eat deer, don't they? I mean, they're close enough. Like, just thought it was really funny with that scandal in the UK, like a decade ago, where it's like horse meat found in the burgers. It's like, so, like, oh, right. Anyway, I gotta leave it there. Right. I'm sorry, it's only a short one. It's only half a goo. But I have other responsibilities. I need to make a decent dinner tonight and get to bed early. Cause I'm trying to be an adult, trying to be a good boy, like, you know. While I take the piss and paint beautiful things and cute things and funny things and blah 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 blah. But yeah, I'll let you know. I probably will, like, I'll go get the supplies that I need, come back, get a bite to eat, and I might put a message up or whatever, and I'll go live on YouTube and I'll do the symmetrical for a while because I want to do more work on that. Get that fucking thing finished so I can either at least move on to something else or frame that one or whatever. I have so much work to do. That logo for that fucking community thing that I'm a part of, which isn't going to take me long, but like I just haven't gotten around to like laying it out and doing it yet. And I'm probably going to have to do a few iterations of it because it's like still in the concept stages, like, do you know what I mean? It's not like a finished, like, this is what we want. Still trying to formulate things. But anyway, horse meat is probably pretty lean, like deer. Yeah, like, I'd say it's nice though, you know, especially depending on the horse breed. Like, you know, obviously if you get some old fucking emaciated, poorly fed, like malnutritioned, emaciated fucking horse and then like stick it in a blender and just stick that in a burger, it's probably gonna taste like crap, but I don't know. Anyway, right, God bless, be good, be true, be beautiful, and I'll probably see you later, but as far as PEINTEINGU is concerned, I'll see you tomorrow, and we will return to Uzbekistan and complete the temples and put in the salamander and all the shit. But for the moment, sayonara.